Okay, everybody, I'm going to do one more for you. And what I want you to take out of this is how to take uh, void out letters from a color. But of course, I'm going to go over the top with everything like I always do. So we're going to start off with Blondie again. And I know you're getting sick of her, but music's awesome. I suggest you listen to it. She's a great singer. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go through the process of making her into Threshold. So we're going to select her. Let's go to the control. I'm going to go to my layers, hold the control button down, and select the thumbnail. As you can see, it's highlighted. Looks great. We're going to go to our adjustments or the Pokeball. I'm going to call it the Pokeball. I just love that. And what we do is we're going to come over here and we're going to go to threshold. Now, I mean, you could do something like posterize or invert. You might want to try those out, but I'm sticking with threshold. I'm being a traditionalist. I'm going with that kind of black and white kind of feeling, okay? Going to put it up here to about like 155 I like for sure. Get rid of that, and we're in great shape. Now, I do want to get rid of the white. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, if I go threshold, and I'm going to actually take this layer and I'm going to move it down. Let me do something really quick and make a copy of this layer just in case. Control J. Hide these two. Actually, we want to see this one. And I'm going to take this threshold and move it down, and we're going to merge it down. Okay. With that being said, you can see there's some white here in this thumbnail. It's not just a straight PNG with its black and the background. We actually see, if you can see, there's white. I want to get rid of that white. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use, I mean, I can use the magic wand tool. But I'm more looking about getting rid of some of this yellow here on the edges. So when I put the background back, notice you get this yellow haze here. So here's a technique how to do this. We go to select. I'm going to go to color range. Now, I've already gone through this. It sets its sample color. Now, I can actually go into a photograph, select a specific color. It'll pick up that color and it'll select it all in whatever it is. I'm looking more for the highlights. And as you can see with my drop down, I have shadows, midtones, and highlights. I'm selecting highlights and I hit OK. You'll see that all the stuff over here is gone and you'll see what's left over. So I say OK. And then what I want to do is I want to hit delete. Yes, it is gone, and I'll show you if I get rid of the background. Notice it's just this really cool looking thing. So now colors can come through, colors can go backwards. But I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to do one thing. I'm pushing it one more. Now notice it's still also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start selecting the more things. So I deselect, and I want to select the black. So with that being said, I can select the thumbnail again. Clicking that thumbnail makes it so much easier to select things. So I click on the actual new thumbnail made layer 2, and I'm going to fill that color. And I'm going to go with the blue and say OK. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with the red, and you'll see why. Boom. So I've got this really cool red up here, and it looks really nice. And I'm going to actually have that fill color go down into layer 2 because I'm not going to use the black. Let's think about it. We'll just hide it for now, and we'll see what happens. Now, I'm going to fill this space. As you can see, I have my grid going here, and I'm going to fill my space with yellow. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangle of yellow. And here's what I was going to have you guys really do it. I got the yellow already set. I'm using my grid, and I fill it. Now, as you can see, it says shape 1. Well, the shape has that little white box on it here in the layers. That means it's not really truly editable. It's not really made into JPEG. So what I want to do right now is go ahead and make it editable, okay? And we rasterize that. So that means I can subtract things, add things, do whatever I want to do. Right now, I can use something pretty cool. Mess with the opacity. Take a look, she comes through. I get this orange haze. I kind of like that. There's where we're going. You're kind of getting a preview of what I want to do with this. All right, so now I want to start typing in some letters. I'm going to put volume 2 or VOL2. So what I got to do is let's get some guides out here. Let's look at let's go to view. I want to show my grid back I have again. You can see the grid I'm using. And let's get out a few more guides. So I'm going to cut that in half right there. And I'm going to cut it in half like this. 1, 2, and we want to go to 7. Boom. Let's hide the grid again, and now you can see my 4 perfectly centered pieces. So let's come here and let's talk about type. With type, lots of things are going to happen. When I click here, you're going to notice we have a whole bunch of different fonts, okay? Usually this is clicked and you see all kinds of things, and it is extremely distracting, okay? So what I want to do is I want to get rid of everything. Notice if you come down here, it says sans serif. Now I can click all these and it's really annoying, but what I do is I unclick the all, find sans serif and click it, and notice I have all these cool fonts. All sans serif, everything you can use. Now, I did the 7th period. I've got this one here. Why it's here, I don't know. There are a few that kind of pass through. How they pass through, I don't know. But we're going to use this one right here. And let's give it a try. Okay, my font is uploaded. I'm going to do a capital V. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. That's fine. I'm going to make a brand new layer. And you're going to see why I'm doing this. You can do it another way if you want to. I'm going to do a capital O. I kind of like this font. Let's come down here. Just keep doing this over again. I'm doing an L. And here's I'm going to talk through this, why I'm doing it this way, because I just find it easier to work with just simple 4 letters. And last but not least, we're going to do it too. Oh, wait. Don't have to hold the shift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here with this V, select the V layer. I'm going to go to Edit. We're going to go to Free Transform. First thing we do is move it over here in the corner. And I'm going to drag it down. And notice how it's snapping right to the guides. And I'm okay if it's going to touch. I think we're going to go with this touch. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So let's come here. Let's move it over here, just in here, so it's a little easier. Let's go Edit, Free Transform again. Bring that up here. Now, it looks like it's going to touch, but it really doesn't. Kind of like that. Notice it's right on the edge. I mean, if I wanted to bring it in a little bit, I could, both of them. But I'm going to kind of go with this feeling, and you'll see why. Let's come to my L's here. Do the same thing. And what we're gonna do is eventually I'm gonna make these. I'm not gonna make them white. I'm gonna make them voids. I'm gonna show you how to do that next. Okay. And the reason why I'm making this a void, and here's why I made the shape. I rasterized it so it's pixels, because if it was just considered a shape and we call a smart object, I wouldn't be able to make the voids. So I'm gonna come here, do one more here, the number 2, move that over here, and let's see how this goes. Now, if for purposes I just chose this font, I think I'd do something a little bit more straight edged. That's just my preference. But I think for right now, for just edification purposes, it's perfect. And I love how it just snaps in like that. Oh, get over there. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm able now to select these. So if I select number 2 by holding the control button, boom, I got number 2 here. And let's go to shape, down to shape. And I can just hide this real quick. Notice it's still there, but I'm on the shape and I hit delete. Look at that. Hey, look what's happening. I think you're getting the idea now. Come up here, go control, click it. Let's hide it. Let's come down to shape again. Let's hit delete. Holy cow, look what I'm seeing. I'm starting to reveal Blondie. And this is what I was looking to do. Let's go hold that control again. Hide the letter. Go down to that shape. And this is what I'm doing. Yes, I have a feeling you guys are already talking about it. Okay, let's control. Let's select it. Let's hide it. And let's go down to the shape and delete it. And notice I have volume 2 already. Now, I think I might have wanted to take this off, see a little bit more of the yellow here. That's something that I would go back and change. But I'm just showing this for edification. So now I'm on the shape. Let's select, let's deselect. Got all these things hidden. And let's come here and mess with the opacity. And you can still see the volume and she runs through. Or we could do the opposite. Come like this. Let's bring her on top of that. Bam. And let's mess with the opacity. So then you can see the volume too. There's all kinds of cool things you can do. The opacity is something really, really cool. I prefer going backwards. I think it looks a little bit better. I'm just going to kind of pop that up put her below, and let's mess with the volume right here. Yeah, I think that looks so much better. And there's another thing you can do with that, okay?